Hardest grinds in WoW. I'll tell you what number 1 should be. Doing RFD at 30. That should be the hardest grind right there. Holy shit. Doesn't even have a fishing rod. Pathetic. This is a nice song.
Hey guys, what's up? MadSeason
Wait, that's
here,
a
back with
Zillion
another
Tiger.
episode in the hardest
What the
grind
fuck is
series.
that? Tundra Cowboy, thanks for 1,000
It's
bits,
been a
man.
while since we talked, hasn't it? In fact, I think it was last year. Whew. Anyways, I got another video ready for you.
January 3rd. I'm sorry, I can never laugh at those jokes because I used to have a person in my guild that would make them all the time and it drove me crazy. Asmongold, I know you don't care or even truly grasp this because it's hard to think you actually have an impact on people, but before bed I always have anxiety and panic attacks and your streams help me go to bed easier, thanks. Then watching foreboding music while Scourge hunt us down and kill us. I don't know if that's helping you out or not, but thank you very much, No Sleep, for the $20. I really appreciate that. Thank you, man. Tidar, always appreciate your take on things regarding WoW. Would really love to see you have a conversation with Mark Kern sometime. Keep up the great streams. Have a nice day, Asmon. Let me say this. We are DMing each other. Okay?
This is the third in the series where I talk about some of the more hardcore grinds that have been in the game.
Okay.
The first one I'd like to talk about in this episode is an achievement. It's the meta achievement for fishing, and that's the Accomplished Angler. This is like the holy grail for all of the anglers out there because if you complete it, you get the Salty title as a reward,
What is this?
which is one of the more rare titles in the game.
What?
Allow me to explain why. This meta achievement needs 14 achievements total, all fishing related of course.
Yeah.
Some of them are pretty simple and straightforward, such as just fishing from schools, but there are a few here and there that are just huge pains in the butt. The bigger ones being the Coin Master, Mr. Pinchy's Magical Crawdad Box, and the Master Angler of Azeroth.
This shit was easy. What are you talking about? Like, this took me, like, all of these took me, like, maybe a week or two. Like, this is the hard... Okay, you know what?
If you're noticing some of the dates here, you'll see that I started going for these in 2008, and I've just recently completed it 9 years later in 2017.
Very casual.
How can it take so long? Well, RNG basically, and the killed motivation as a result of it.
Yeah, it's about right.
And RNG is a little tricky
it's
here
so
because
easy, dude.
Some people can be really lucky and get it really easily, and for others it can take 9 years. Let's start with the Coin Master. For this one, you need to complete 3 more achievements. A penny for your thoughts, silver in the city,
this is so easy.
and there's gold in that there fountain.
This is
was
the
a Wrath
easiest
of the Lich
grind
King
in the
achievement that you completed in the Dalaran city. In the fountain, you could fish up various coins that gave you a bit of lore. They were split up into 3 tiers of rarity: copper, silver, and gold, with the copper being the most common and the gold being the most rare. In total, there are over 50 coins, and to get this achievement, you have to fish up every single one. You can of course fish up the same coin more than once, so it was a very RNG based thing that you could knock out in a day, a week, or more depending on how much you actually fished and how lucky you were.
This was an
but
absolute
that's
joke.
only part of the achievement. Another big roadblock is Mr. Pinchy's Magical Crawdad Box.
You know how long this took me? It took me 45 fucking minutes because I just went over there, I fished it, I got Mr. Pinchy, and it was done. Like, this is 2 levels of RNG. It's so fucking... Alright, you know what?
You work on this one in the Terakar Forest Zone in the Burning Crusade expansion. Up in the mountains, you can find Highland mixed schools, and I'm not sure about now, but initially from these, you had just a 0.2% chance per cast to get Mr. Pinchy from these pools only. Luckily, these days, unless your server is packed, there's no huge competition for these pools.
This is very, very easy.
Usually, you can fish them solo,
it's like
but
a 2%
1 in
chance
500 chance per cast is pretty darn rough.
1 in 500?
It would be one thing if it was in the open water, and you can kind of half pay attention, but every few catches, you gotta get up and head to the next node.
That is true.
But that's not even the whole story. The achievement says that you need the Magical Crawdad Box, not this Mr. Pinchy item. When you use this, it grants you a wish. It'll summon a level 70 pet that'll assist you in combat for 10 minutes, or it'll give you some potions. It might give you a small health buff, summon a mob that attacks you, or as an 8% chance,
that's right,
it'll give you the Crawdad box, which gives you the magical Crawdad
I got it on
pet
my first try because I'm amazing.
You get just 3 chances per Mr. Pinchy. Plus, initially, you could only use a wish once every 2 days. Today, the timer is much shorter at 4 hours. So, in summary, we have a 1 in 500 chance to fish up an item, only obtainable from a specific type of fishing pool, that gives you an item that gives you 3 8% shots at the achievement. So, it's some nice RNG layered on top of RNG with a 2-day timer initially.
Way too easy.
But remember, we're talking about the Accomplished Angler achievement still, which requires many other achievements, and there's one more that some would argue is even tougher than Mr. Pinchy's Bullcorn quest, and that's the Master Angler of Azeroth.
This actually was hard.
You need to win the Booty Bay fishing contest.
Yeah, this was hard.
Again, this is one you can complete in 10 minutes or 9 years. It's all luck. Every Sunday at 2 p.m. PST in the Stranglethorn Vale Zone, a fishing contest starts. All fishing pools within the zone will have a chance to give you a special fish called the Speckled Tasty Fish. The goal is to collect 40 of these and turn them into an NPC in the Booty Bay Hub.
Fucking thing ever.
The only catch is that you're competing against every single person in your region, US, EU or otherwise, and only the first 50 people to turn in the quest for that region get the achievement. So, out of thousands
I need to get that ring,
actually.
I've been so lazy.
Before cross-realm zoning, it was a little tougher I think because you initially needed to be the first person on your server to turn in 40. This was a little too hardcore I guess, so they changed it to the first 3 on your server, and once the realm sharing came in, they had no choice but to split everyone into their own regions, which is the system that we have today.
That's what makes sense.
There was also something called the Kaluak Fishing Tournament from the Wrath expansion, that also gave the achievement, but that's been disabled since 2012.
Come on, dude.
So, it's a very competitive tournament,
this is the most casual video I've ever seen.
Persistence to be one of the first 50. Again, RNG is RNG, and some people get it on their first try, and others are still trying to get it to this day.
I got it on my first try.
The thing that makes it rough is that you only get 1 shot per week.
Yep.
And at the end of the day, it's only 1 out of 13 others for the meta achievement, and like many of the other achievements, if you don't get it, you don't get it. In episode 1, I went over the insane title in its original form and how hard that was, and as challenging and time-consuming that one is, at the end of the day, after a long day of grinding, you could always say that you at least made some progress, which is a big plus.
Okay.
The difference between that and the Accomplished Angler is that there's a lot of RNG, and depending on your luck, you can put in several hours and still make 0 progress. It's an achievement that's broken many due to this RNG nature, and one of the hardest grinds in the game.
I feel like this is a personal thing, because he didn't get the fish. Like, he didn't get the fish, so he's like, yeah, this is one of the hardest ones. But for me, I got the fish. Let me tell you something. It was so easy, I literally made a guide on it. Look at this right here.
What's up, y'all? It's me, it's your boy, Asmongold.
I've even got a little fishing hat on. I remember I put on a fishing hat specifically to do this achievement guide right here. Like, so if you guys think that's hard, you just go over to youtube.com/Asmongold, and you're going to know exactly what to do. Look at that. When did I do this? In 2015. Look how much better my hairline was. It's honestly disturbing to me.
While we're talking about RNG, let's go over the original archaeology grind for 3 items in particular: the Ultramarine Karaji Battle Tank, the recipe for the Vial of the Sands, and the account-wide 2-handed sword, Zinrock. When the Cataclysm expansion released, we got the archaeology profession. For those who don't know, this is a secondary profession that lets you visit dig sites. There's a random selection of dig sites active on a continent at once, and once you complete one, another one pops up.
Hey, everything is respawning.
From these sites, you loot what they call archaeology fragments, and you piece those together to form certain items depending on what fragments you're looting. The items you piece together are selected
try to
randomly,
kill one
with
of
the
them.
better items being more
Asmon,
rare,
can you
as
come
you would
help heal?
imagine.
Wait, it is
Some
always
items
Yeah.
are there just
Wait a
for the
second.
lore,
I am Asmongold.
and others are more valuable, like mounts or pets. Over the years,
What do you think we should do, dude?
Do we want to try and kill the right side?
There's no way. There's no way we're gonna kill that pack.
Well, hold on. There's a skip we can do.
Yes, I understand this. Oh, you mean like after these couple of packs?
Yeah. We can kill these packs and then skip.
Okay, I have to go in 30 minutes, man. So we've got to do this fast.
Is this because of girls again?
For once, actually, it's not.
Then for what? / who?
I've got to have dinner with my dad. I postponed it from yesterday.
Okay. That counts.
it's gotten some nice changes. You can get more digs per dig site and more fragments per dig.
Okay.
Initially, a lot of the artifacts used to be vendor trash, and now you can turn them into crates, which you can then use to buy handy things, such as items that teleport you right to the dig sites.
Let's do this.
The cooldown and cast time of the dig is now much shorter, and the pointer is more accurate, and you now get a little icon above your head when you're over a fragment. All of the
I'm just gonna pause the video. Like, let's just try to pull these first guys. Let's damage down the Geomancer, and then we'll I'll try to kite the Spearhide. Okay. Okay, I just pulled. Okay, let's move these over here. Let's go. I can't wait. We have to keep going.